I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, belonging to the apostles and the elders who rule by a great millstone, and a blessed salutation to the Akiums in the four corners of the earth to push in the gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom. This evening I want to bring the next lesson to feed the elect. Right now there's a uproar in Mexico. The gas price went up to 20%. So they have no like regulation on the gas price. The gas price gone out of, out of order, so they have no control on the gas price. So 20%, the gas price in Mexico right up to 20%. So it's the saying that it can be harder like on truck drivers and taxi drivers. You can some to fill a tank right now is a day pay. Some of them got to take 3 day pay. So it's it's a lot of looting and rioting. Going on in Mexico right now. The same thing are happening in Venezuela, Brazil, and certain other parts of the world. These prophecy coming to pass. You know what I mean? Our praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. To put in the spirit upon us. To see these things. And to bring and to speak of these things. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just run this video.
Is Mexico next to fall? Looting and riots erupt in Mexico as gas prices spike 20% in one weekend as the government stops regulating oil prices. Gas prices were deregulated over the weekend by President Enrique Pena Nieto, who said that regulation amounted to an unfair subsidy for the wealthy. Bus, taxi, and truck drivers have been hit the hardest. A gallon of gas can now cost almost a day's pay for the average worker, or several days to fill a tank. 80 stores have been looted, and 170 were closed or blockaded in central Mexico. Protest over a sharp gasoline price hike erupted into looting of gas stations and stores in various parts of Mexico on Wednesday, with dozens of businesses reportedly sacked. Protesters also continue to block down highways, burn tires, and seize gas stations, snarling traffic and jeopardizing fuel supplies across the country. The National Association of Self-Service and Department Stores of Mexico said in a statement that 79 stores had been looted and 170 were closed or blockaded in central Mexico, including the capital. Have a look at these pictures. We've seen something similar in Venezuela. Of course, it was a very different issue. We've seen something also very similar when a pipeline burst in the U.S., but it was not this bad. Now, of course, this again looks like Venezuela. Unbelievable. The unrest resulting in the theft of merchandise put at risk the lives of clients and workers in the stores, primarily in Mexico State, Michoacan, Hidalgo, and Mexico City, the statement said. In the Gulf Coast city of Veracruz, 50 establishments, including convenience stores, supermarkets, and big box outlets, suffered looting, according to a preliminary count by the local Chamber of Commerce. Here is another report. This is Mexico. Mexico gas price hike spurs looting, blockades as unrest spreads. Here's some more pictures of it.
Yeah, so there's big uproar right now in Mexico. Yeah, and this is the prophecy. It's one of the prophecy Ezra. Let's get the video. I got the video stored on the WhatsApp page. So I'll get this video. One of the brothers have sent it to the group, so I'll get this video. Yeah, so it's
New this morning, a tractor-trailer driver facing a handful of charges. He's accused of hitting a power pole in Wallingford bringing down some wires, and then that brought a couple of Amtrak trains to a halt. Witnesses say 22-year-old Travis Fahey drove off after impact. Investigators caught up with a few minutes later, matched up the damage, and...
I just had this video, so I'm happy about that. Let's see if we can find it back. So right now it's big rage going on in Mexico right now, let me see.
It's very rare to see Mexico. The attacks on supermarkets and gas stations over the last couple of days are a clear sign of the outrage over the hike in petrol prices. In one of the worst cases, all the supermarkets in this street in Ecatepec were emptied.
shopping trolleys were going past my house full of products. People dragging mattresses, TVs, everything.
The nation is united in anger over the increase, in some cases as high as 20%, although most showed their displeasure in more peaceful ways. These farmers took over toll booths so motorists could pass for free. They say the new petrol prices are going to make it difficult to get their crops to market.
Imagínense, todo lo que invertimos en el campo.
Imagine all we invest in our fields, and we already sell at low prices in Mexico City. And now with this petrol price hike, that's why we are protesting here, telling the government this is only just beginning.
Passing motorists showed their support.
Sí, la verdad el gobierno está muy mal haciendo eso.
The government's really doing bad with this. It affects us all.
This is just one of the protests that's been happening all over the country for the past 5 days. This measure's really shocked Mexicans, especially because they were used for many years, the government regulating prices and making sure that petrol was cheap. Authorities could do that because the oil sector was state-controlled, but it was also failing, so they opened it up to private investment in landmark reforms. That means petrol prices will now rise and fall according to the market.
No es para el gobierno de la República una decisión.
This isn't an easy decision for the government. It isn't what I want, but I ask for the population's understanding. Not doing this would bring even more painful consequences.
He's hoping that in time, increased competition in the newly open market will bring prices down. The problem is that many Mexicans don't believe him or don't want to wait. John Holman, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.
Yeah, these news, CSN and NBC and Fox News, they're not gonna show you this here. Right now, what they're showing you? They're showing you NBA basketball. They're showing you Beyonce. They're gonna think to lead you astray. You know what I mean? And these prophecy are on point. These prophecy on point because this happening in Brazil right now, and in Venezuela, even in Syria, these things happening. Got war, different kind of war fighting in Syria and in the Middle East. Different places got certain earthquake, and heavy storm right now. I think I was watching a video. I think it's California, somewhere a flood. So a lot of things that these prophecies on point. Yeah, these prophecy on point. And right now there's going on in Mexico. But the mainstream media not showing these things. They're not showing these things. You know what I mean? Get some scriptures there. Yeah. Mainstream media not gonna show these things. They're gonna keep you jakes blind. They're gonna keep you jakes blind. They're not gonna show you these things. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9. Start from verse 1. He said, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He said, he answered me then and say, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before. You know, he said, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore when there shall be seen earthquake and uproar of the people in the world. And we see these things right now, like I was mentioned just now, in different places that there are earthquake and heavy storm. You know, yeah, like Haiti, Jamaica, a certain part of the world had earthquake and heavy storm. You know what I mean? And right now we're seeing uproar with the people in the world. You know, right now Mexico heading toward inflation, just like Venezuela and so Brazil. These things will come to this island, Trinidad and Tobago, and every other part of the world. You know, these things will come. You know what I mean? And this sign of the Most High can visit this place, the Most High judging this wicked kingdom. You know, verse 3, they say, therefore, Salaki, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 3. Therefore, when thou shall be seen quake and uproar of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High speak of those things from before thee, even from, yeah. So the Most High speak of these things. The Most High said these things gonna happen. You know what I mean? So this is prophecy. This is prophecy coming to pass. You know. You know, our independence is very close. You know, the nation of Israel, our independence is very close. You know. The 2nd Ezra chapter 15. You know, it is uproar the people. You know, the people have no regard. People don't even respect the president right now. You know, they don't want to hear nothing that he had to say. You know, they don't even believe we say it. You know what I mean? And all this is prophecy. You know, they don't care. They don't care about no police, no military. They don't care about that. You know, because to the thing is that a gallon of petrol is a day pay, or to full a complete gas tank is sometimes some men got take 3 day pay, and there's serious oppression on the tribe is a car, you know, because there's the tribe is a car, you know. Yeah, and you know what I mean? And the most I speak of these things, you know, these prophecy coming to pass, you know. You know what I mean? For 16, it said 2nd Ezra 15 verse 16. He said, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard the king. So that they say, hey, they even said they don't even believe what he's saying. He trying to get things in order. So the people that don't even believe, and they're not waiting on him. They're taking action into their own hands, you know. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard the kings nor prince, and the course of their action shall stand in their own power. And this is what people say. They can take it into their own hand. They're not waiting on him, you know. Yeah. So with that, the brothers edifying to the elect, I want to give our praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well a great millstone, and a blessed salutation to Yakim Zaldini folk and the pushing the gospel and sincerity in truth. Shalom.